How is it going, everyone? Welcome to V Rally Championship Edition 2, or well, simply V Rally 2. It is actually the only V Rally game that I played, well, a long time ago. It's one of my childhood games, so I guess we gotta play it now. Thankfully, this game has way better controls than the previous one, so at least that part should be a lot more smooth. Yeah, let's just start with a new driver, and this one actually separates the cars between categories, like in weight classes, like the previous one, except the previous one doesn't make an explicit separation. This one does. And well, obviously it should be easier to drive the lightweight cars, but since the controls are better here, I just want to pick my my beloved Subaru Impreza, which should be around here. Here. I like the thing about this car that you can try the car before actually selecting it. That's pretty cool. I don't see many racing games doing that. That's pretty cool. So the music is back. For some reason it was gone. And this game has 3 different modes. Arcade, well, it has time trial. I don't count that. Arcade, V Rally Trophy, and Championship. So I'm gonna start with Arcade. Essentially, the first 2 are about races, while the third one tries to be more centered around actual rally, which is, as usual, time trial. But I think I want to do them all. Not today, obviously, but at some point. You can also change things like, you know, the tires and stuff like that. They even depend on the compound. I don't know if they are automatically selected. I hope they are. You can also change the over and under steer like in the previous game. Simply because the controls here are better, I'm gonna leave everything by default. And just like in the previous game, the loading screens are absolutely atrociously long. So I'm just gonna let this one happen, just so you can see how long it is. But the next ones I'm skipping them like I did with the previous games. So you can tell already, well, I mean, it's hard to tell if you're just looking and not playing, but it's a lot better to drive in this game, because when you hold left or you hold right, you keep going to that direction until you stop pressing it. Unlike the previous game that just had random places where it stopped for absolutely no reason. So in that regard, it's thankfully a lot better. But one thing that it does have in common with the previous game is that accidents are extremely punishing. So you don't want to get off the track, because you're gonna suffer it a lot. But you gotta be careful. Okay. So the music by default is pretty loud in comparison to the Copilot. At least in these games you always can see the indications on screen with arrows, so you don't really need to hear the Copilot. I also haven't seen there being a difficulty option in this game, so I'm assuming the game gets harder the longer you progress, because the previous one you had Rookie, Pro, and Ace, but this one you don't. you just, you know, select the car, the settings that I showed, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But the good thing at least here is that you can actually see the opponents behind you, like how far they are from you, unlike in the previous game where you had no idea. Now, the problem is that I don't know if this arcade mode is like the previous one where the position doesn't matter at all. Something tells me it is the case. The position might not matter at all, and the only thing that matters is that you don't run out of time, but that's fine by me. What I like is that this game has unlocks, so every time that you do something, you should unlock something as well, which gives you at least an incentive to complete all the modes, right? I don't know how many of the unlocks can be done by doing normal completion stuff, and which ones might require some weirder things to be completed, right? I don't know. As you could see, well, this track is also pretty easy since for the most part these are fast corners and on asphalt, so it's obviously gonna be easy no matter what. But I can guarantee you the controls are actually very nice. Like, it's actually pretty cool to just play the game. Unlike the previous one, well, at least without changing the default settings. So this guy's got obliterated. And now what? I mean, yeah, you go to stage 2. Yeah, I don't think the position matters. Okay, let me skip the low and single. Oh, and we start 4. Wait, what are you doing? Well, starting 4th is something, but I don't know why I was trying to hit that guy so badly, because that ended up making me waste time. Well, though, that's another thing about the AI. It might be, you know, well, I don't know if it's unpredictable or not, but what I do know is that they are not built like tanks like in the previous game, where essentially getting hit by one means that you get launched to oblivion. Here you actually are more or less in equal footing. It is pretty fast. 200 kilometers per hour in a terrain like this is kinda suicide tier. So this is not asphalt, this looks more like it could be gravity. I haven't checked what my tires are though. It didn't warn me about that champ. So as you can see here, the champs are not as unforgiving as the previous game. It really feels that for this game they really grab everything bad about the previous game and remove it, as sequels should do, of course, but like, I'm surprised that the bad things of the previous game were there in the first place, but this game thankfully removed them. I still think the accidents are very unforgiving, but I still haven't had one yet on stream here, but you can trust me that if you were to hit the walls, well, in case there are walls, because there might not be walls, you're gonna get launched and you're gonna lose so much time. It makes sense because it's a rally game, but it's very, very unforgiving. Just imagine if you grew up with the first game instead of this one. Yeah, that would have been a problem. Hey, how is it going, Wasabi? It kind of reminds me of Burnout Revenge, you know? Even though the previous Burnout games are not bad, it's pretty clear that mechanic-wise and content-wise Burnout Revenge is the best one of all of them. So the fact that I missed out on playing Burnout 1, 2, and 3 when I was a kid, or well, when I was a teenager, I guess, doesn't matter because I play the best one. Oh, my right light is broken. Oh, so this game has visual damage. I didn't remember that. But I didn't need that light anyway. So I don't know how it broke. I guess in one of the champs that I landed badly, maybe. Got it.
Congratulations! You finished first!
Finish first! I did finish first. Now, I don't know why YouTube, if you look at the category below the video, it says Be Rally 2, Like, that is correct, that's this game. What's not correct is the release date. For some reason, the release date says that it's 2003. I don't know why. Where does it take the fact that it's 2003? This is either 1999 or 1998, one of those two. I can guarantee you it's not 2003 because by that point, I meant to say PlayStation 1 games were, I'm pretty sure, were not released anymore. I mean, there might have been an outlier here and there, but at that point it was all about the PlayStation 2. You know? Like, if anything, this game is a late PS1 game, yes, but... Yeah, 1999, I think that's the one. I always say Going Sunshine. But what's for sure is that it's not 2003 like YouTube says. I don't even know where it took that date. Because I think not even B-Rally 3 released in 2003, so... I don't know why the game released there that says that is confusing it with this one, right? It's a little bit weird. But yeah, whatever. Just know that it's not 2003 and that YouTube is lying to you. I mean, by 2003 you already had games like Gran Turismo 3 out. You know? Yeah. Shit. Ooh, that was so low. Not bad. Here, personally, getting to play this game, I'm certainly pretty nice. Yeah, you can tell these controls. That's what I was out to say. I feel good about playing this game precisely because I don't have to be tense all the time, trying to not make my car, do something that I don't want it to do. Like yesterday, I feel like the amount of focus that I dedicated to the controls of the game was crazy, dude. Like yesterday, there were times that I essentially stressed myself out so much trying to make the car do what I wanted to do. But here you have an example of an accident and how punishing it is. Essentially 6 seconds, but the thing is that accident wasn't because of the controls. That accident was because I didn't see the obstacle, even though I knew it was there. I guess I kind of forgot, my bad. No problem, not to mention that's the final lap, so boom. Any more 360s? No, not yet. I mean, after all, keep in mind that this is only the first course of the arcade mode. There is still a lot to go. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this is a game that I'm probably gonna continue playing tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised. Simply because this game has one more mode, that is the B-Rally Trophy. Because the championship mode in this game is replaced by, or rather, it's a mode that acts as a traditional rally, which essentially means that it's a time trial, like it's a time-based competition and not a race like this one. So you essentially, the V Trophy mode is essentially what the championship mode was in the previous game. And the championship mode, as I said, is time trial stuff. And I want to do them both, though I cannot promise being able to properly beat the championship mode, but I can give it a try. Because that one, considering that you cannot like block the CPU, like it fully depends on you playing very well, that might be the issue. Also, I forgot to look what my tires were here, to see if they get modified automatically or if I have to specifically equip their tires to do this. I don't know. No. Oof, that was close. It seems that the copilot here doesn't really let you know about the champs. Like they are a champ scare. Now, since we're in the topic of rally, you know that today a rally game released in early access that is Assetto Corsa Rally. So that has nothing to do with this game. Like that's supposed to be a simulator, so I wouldn't recommend you to play it unless you want to play a simulator, of course. If you want an experience close to this one, then no, don't play it. It's not a good idea. It certainly is not. No recommended. But not to mention it's also early access. I will never recommend you to get early access no matter what. But for what I've seen, a lot of people are saying that it's a very good game. It seems to be the case. Okay, only good if you're not a casual. Pretty sure that if you're a casual and you want to play a modern rally game, you're better off with stuff like the Dirt series. It's supposed to be a little bit more arcade based, you know. So then I'm really obliterating these guys by a lot. It makes me wonder if I might have missed the option that is about difficulty, but I don't think there was a difficulty option. I'll try to check later. But for what I seen, I didn't see any option that said anything about difficulty. So maybe it's just that, as I said, it's easier at the beginning, and then by the time that you get to the higher, the further events, it gets a lot harder. Or maybe it's that they knew how punishing accidents were, so they give you a lot of margin because they expect you to get into accidents. That could be. I mean, after all, in a track like this, I'm playing very reserved, but you can very easily get into an accident if you don't care that much about keeping the car in the middle of the track, you know?
Medium right, long, open. Fast right,
These
long,
crashes
open.
like that are not that bad. Okay,
Congratulations.
so that's the first arcade course. I don't know if this already unlocks a car or not. Also, how is it going, Kyle? Came right in time to see me being crowned on PS1 graphics, of course. Yeah. Look at how I champ. Look at how happy I am. In 1 minute of difference. Okay, so this, just like the championship mode of the previous game, the only thing that matters is the time at the end and not your position. Interesting. So yeah, you unlock the Ford Escort B Rally. It's a bonus car, and well, you have access to level 2 as well. But what category is that? Why is the loading screen a heart rate monitor? It's because you're nervous. You're nervous that the rally is about to start. Also, I want to check here, but yeah, no, there is no option for difficulty. I mean, you have the game progression that shows you what you beaten and what you unlock, but doesn't seem to let you pick difficulty at all. So what happens if I pick that car that I unlock? Because that's a new category, it's bonus cars. Like, is this gonna count? I wonder if I pick this. I mean, it doesn't seem to have stats out of the ordinary, but maybe it doesn't count. But I could try and see what happens. I mean, I hope it is allowed. Just that my opponents are gonna be other bonus cars, I'm assuming. Though weight-wise, seems like it's in the same category as the World Rally, like as the heavyweight ones. So it will be pretty fucked up if at the very end, when you win, it tells you, oh, you use a bonus car, well, too bad. You know, it will be pretty funny. But yeah. Oh, this one says gravel road, so the tires that get equipped, okay, so they do get equipped depending on the surface. Okay, let me skip this real quick. So yeah, my opponents seem to be the same ones as the heavyweight category. Like you have the Lancer Evolution. But yeah, I guess for variety's sake, it's nice to pick these ones. Not to mention that you unlock one for every time that you beat something, so it's perfect for variety, you know. Is that heart rate sound a stock effect? Well, I mean, it's a heartbeat effect. I'm assuming there are not that many ways of doing a... Well, no, you are right that it's most likely a stock effect. It's just that a heartbeat is an effect that is kind of like, you know, a police siren. Like a police siren in many places, it's the exact same effect everywhere, you know. So I think that in that regard, it's about what you would expect. Oh fuck. No. Damn it. This might be a problem. But this track in itself seems to... Oh! Look at the... Oh shit. Okay, the Lancer Evo had issues, but I also have issues. Well, we are all having issues. Now, the problem here is that the Corolla is winning by a lot. And keep in mind that here, the only thing that matters, well, aside from not running out of time, is how much time you have remaining by the end, or rather, how much time you spend by the end of the course, which means that we cannot let this guy get too far. But yeah, sorry, I got distracted. I was about to say that something like a heartbeat sound is most likely something very standard, like a police siren that like multiple media uses the exact same sound, because there are not that many ways for one of them to sound, you know. Yes, you could do one yourself, but seems like it's the kind of effect that it's better to go for whatever the most generic one is. So now the problem here is that the Corolla, I cannot catch it. Like the Corolla is 6 seconds away and very hard to catch. Well, I was saying about the game being harder, well now it is being harder, so I cannot complain. I got what I asked for. Well, at least as long as I'm able to reduce the distance between us, should be okay. And not to mention remembering that it is the Corolla, the one that is having the lead, which means that as long as he is very far from me, shouldn't be hard to recover the lead, right? Okay, that's fine. 5 seconds of difference is not very good, but we might be able to recover it. I mean, after all, they are like five or 6 tracks in this thing. It doesn't say how many there are, but oh, it's raining. Hold up, do I have raining shit? See, that's the problem. It's still, but maybe it doesn't, because this one, if it's raining, you don't want to use this. It's fuck. Well, I selected it. I didn't mean to. Well, at least it is gravel. It's just that it's not dry gravel, it's wet gravel. I don't think this is gonna go well. That's fine. And the Corolla started in last place, though I don't know for how long he's gonna be in last place. It's getting dirty. Why do you think the music is copyrighted? You think that this is made by like a popular like techno producer like the Wipeout games? I don't think that's the case, is it? I mean, it could be the case, I just don't think it is. Oh, what the hell? Okay, that Mitsubishi Lancer, I think that had some issues. But hey, come on, you need to do better than that, I guess. You need to keep me far from the Corolla. If you can keep me far from the Corolla, should be fine, but you have to. Damn it. I'm drifting a lot, and I think that that's because of this tires being meant to be for dry surface. Well, that's what the description says. Maybe it doesn't matter whatsoever, but I like it might matter. It would be nice to go back to dry asphalt, but yeah, that's... If it happens, I don't think it's gonna happen a lot.
Very long, tighten, over crest.
Okay. Here I'm basically following exactly what instructions tell me. The instructions tell me that there is a medium corner. I'm braking. Right, can the Lancer actually get hit there again? That would be nice for me. I don't think he did though. You know, it seems that this time he did it well. It's a shame. Right, so one important thing here is that when there are 2 instructions in the screen like that, the closest, or rather the first one is the bottom one, because they appear from the top, so they push the most recent ones to the bottom. That's important, I guess. You might think that you're supposed to go in one direction when you're supposed to go into the opposite direction. That would be pretty bad. Okay. Then my car is pretty dirty, but I do like this advantage. It's more than 6 seconds with the Corolla, which means that I should be able to recover the lead. I don't know if you can see the how is it called? The fuck. What's the word? God damn it. The partial standings. I mean, partial is a word that I don't use very often, you know. Okay, so the good thing is that the Corolla being almost 8 seconds away, unless I make a mistake, they should take me back into the course lead. So we got that. Nice. Got him. I indeed finished first, and by quite a lot too. So I need to do two things. The first one is, well, checking the standings. You see stage time. Okay, no, you cannot see the standings. Oh, this is Portugal, by the way. Hold up. This is supposed to be gravel. Well, it's gonna be the exact same. And everything is gravel here. Gravel this, gravel that. It seems that it will be gravel. Lots of gravel. I forgot to skip the loading, by the way. My bad. At least here you could say that the loading is less boring because it has like something moving with sound, while in the previous game it was a static image, you know. I think that in that regard, at least it's more exciting to look at. So it's insane how much better this game looks. I mean, obviously released 2 years after V-Rally 1, but it looks so much better, and obviously, as I said, it plays so much better. This is really one of those kind of like Street Fighter cases, right? Where the first game is something that you want to forget about, and the second game is the one that everyone thinks of when they think of the first game on the series. Oh, a hard corner. Not that big of a deal. Oh, to answer your question from yesterday, Wasabi, if another game checks only for time and not position, well, yeah, this one. I guess since it's from the same series, it doesn't count, but... Yeah, I feel like I did remember a game doing that, so I was probably thinking of this one. But yeah, as I said, it's pretty much the exact same game. So. It still counts. That's an interesting conscience. I mean, it seems to be kind of like a coincidence. Well, I don't think it's much of a coincidence if it's the exact same series. It's kind of like at that point it will be the trademark. It's kind of like saying that it's a coincidence that in Mario Kart, in Super Mario Kart and in Mario Kart 64 you have an item that is a mushroom that lets you go fast. I mean, it's more that it's a trademark of the game at that point. So this one, rather than a coincidence, it's like what the developers wanted the game to be. Like they kind of wanted to make a rally game, but at the same time they still wanted to make it race oriented, so they kind of made a mixture of both. Like they have the rally part, which only counts the time as a real rally, but you also have a race just to, I guess, be able to compete with other games at the time, because if it only was rally, maybe people wouldn't be that interested. I don't know, or maybe they just wanted to just make something casual with rally, and they didn't want to compromise the whole time aspect of rally, you know. It's hard to tell. I will have to ask the developers. You know. Damn, gravel. Oh, and this is here. I'm actually driving in my own country. Unbelievable. Nice. I actually play as a local here. Can you believe that? So, looking at the way this place looks, what the hell? Okay, nice start. Is that how we are gonna represent my country game? Come on. What you doing? No, I was... What the... Oh, you... What? You were supposed to go there? No, this has to be a bug. No, this is a bug. The game got bugged. I'm still in the game or what? Huh. Well, I mean, I still am getting instructions, so I'm assuming that the next time I go past that checkpoint is gonna count. Unless the checkpoint is not gonna count, I don't know. Well, I don't see a checkpoint though. What the hell? And the other guy? What? Unless that's supposed to be like choose your own adventure basically. Because that guy came from a different place. Oh, I see, it says junction right there, so you can choose coming here if you want. Alright, it's just that I guess going back is what kinda broke the game. Or rather is that the game is trying to count, and since it knows it cannot count different paths for time, it essentially, yeah. Well, that was weird. That's a great way to debut in my own country, right? With the first loss of the game. Pretty cool. Yeah, time to meet my in-game self and destroy the universe. Well, the thing is that this, judging by how the place looks, like I feel like I actually don't know where real life rally takes place in my country, because I know that it does, but I can't tell if it's at the south or at the north. If I had to take a guess, I would say that this is at the north. Like, just looking at the way things look like here, this has to most likely be the north. Like around Salta, right? If I had to take a guess. But again, I don't know where in real life it happens. I can tell you that it's nowhere close to where I live, because they want to go to the places with mountains and shit, and where I live there are no mountains. Well, regardless of that, I can tell you that it's most likely around the west of the country, which is where the most, you know, high altitude places are. I know, my guess, even though it might be wrong, is that this is Salta. Salta is one of the provinces more at the northwest of the country, where basically it has very hot weather, and it usually is kind of like a desert. I mean, not quite a desert, but you have a lot of these like rocky formations and shit like that. It might be, but I wouldn't bet my life on it. I find it pretty funny that I just get here and I lose, you know. It's kind of like it kind of mimics how it works in real life. You come to this country and you will lose. I mean, if you were already born here, there's not much to do. You come from outside and you come here, and that's how the country will welcome you. That's precisely what's gonna happen to you. Then that went not that badly, and you have a lot of credits. I have 5 credits to use there. Alright, so here we go to Monte Carlo, and that's pretty far. So here, do you automatically equip? Yeah, okay. Then now that I've seen that, I basically have to assume that in every single course, you are gonna automatically equip whatever I need to use. So here, snow things. So So Monte Carlo, I'm assuming, if I'm not mistaken, it's another one of those French pseudo kingdoms, right? In fact,
Medium right, very long. Open.
isn't Monte Carlo very close to Monaco? Oh. But at least in this game you respawn, I think, a lot faster than in the previous game. Like, you don't have to go fully back turn to respawn. Now, keep in mind that here time is definitely a factor. It's not something that is that simple to deal with. Like, you still need to drive relatively well.
Long, tight, over crest, fast right, long. Fast left, very long, tighten. Into medium right, very long.
Okay. So why is this one called Lance 2? Because I know that there are certain situations where you can
Long, tighten.
have the same car twice, so they use two to differentiate themselves with the other opponent that has the same car, but here that's clearly not the case. At least that's the difficulty of the CPU. So like, one is the easiest one and two are harder. Because why would it say that instead of just one?
Fast left, very long, tighten.
I don't know. But if it's the difficulty of the CPU, that's even more proof that it's something that I cannot change. If each CPU has its own difficulty, right?
Long, open, and fast left, long.
And I really like the way this car looks. And you know, I wish I knew how many secret cars I unlocked when I was a kid. Though I most likely didn't unlock shit until I actually was a teenager and tried to play this game for real. Because you know that when I was a kid I played a lot of games for a bit without even saving on the memory card, and then when I get bored I just play something else or do something else, right? That's how I did it when I was a kid. So I'm assuming that if I did unlock the secret cars, I did that when I was a teenager. And my question is, which ones I might have unlocked? I mean, I still have the memory card and I have a PlayStation here, so I could check. But too lazy to do that.
Fast right, long, open.
I have no clue. All I know is that I'm gonna do it now.
Very long, tighten, over crest.
I also check on B-Rally 4, which is the last game in the series, releasing in 2018. So that game probably has very pretty graphics. I still haven't installed it though. Like, I purchased it a very long time ago on Steam, but never installed it. I'm assuming that it's
Medium right, very long, open.
it's gonna look pretty nice. Well, not as nice as that other game that I say that released today, which is Assetto Corsa Rally, and probably not as nice as the Dirt games, but it certainly won't have PS1 graphics.
Over crest.
And keep in mind that the B-Rally games, there are 4 of them, and 2 of them are from PS1 and 1 of them is for Game Boy Advance, so not a single one of them even gets close to modern graphics. So B-Rally 4 will be the one that will probably do that. But yeah, there is still time for that. I still need to go through this game and through B-Rally 3. I will assume that B-Rally 3, since it's a Game Boy Advance game, it's gonna be short, but you never know.
Fast left, long, tighten. Fast right, long, open.
In 20 seconds of difference.
Bad left,
Are these guys really that bad on snow, or what's the deal with them? Come on, dude. You can do better than that. But you're not doing better.
Congratulations! You finished first!
I did finish first. Correct. Was that the last one? Or was there a sixth one? Oh, there is a sixth one. Oh, in Italy. Oh, and it's asphalt. So this should be quick. Going to asphalt in a clear time as well, so...
3, 2, 1.
Like quite a rocky place though.
Over crest into land right.
Huh. So the AI sometimes does some very weird shit. No, but you know that the thing that really matters here is
Medium right, long, open, max right, long.
if the game is gonna count this as a victory, considering that I'm using a secret car. So as you can clearly see, this being a secret car doesn't really have any advantage. I mean, it's the same as a lightweight car. You even saw the stats, and it even has the same horsepower and everything, so I think we should be fine. Also, are you there, Kyle? Because I have a question for you about Gran Turismo 3. And well, you're the only one here that will probably know about Gran Turismo 3. But yeah. If you're there, let me know.
Fast left, very long, tighten.
The thing is that against my better judgment, I kinda wanna do the Formula Grand Prix on Gran Turismo 3. As I say, not anytime soon, but I want to make it happen. But when I say not anytime soon, it might be sooner than expected, actually. I just find the idea exciting. I'm drinking strawberries and eating coffee. Nice. So my question is, because back when I played, I didn't see it. Is there any way, when you're in the middle of a Gran Turismo 3 championship, to abort, like, in between races? Like, what I'm trying to say is, you finish a race and you want to go back to the menu to save the game, turn off the console and come back later and continue that championship. The same way that Gran Turismo 4 allows, right? Is there any way to do that? Because when I play Gran Turismo 3, I did not see a way to do that. And here is the thing, in the Formula Grand Prix you have to be able to do that, because otherwise you will have to leave the console on for a very long time. Because there will be no other way to... Like, the races are long, obviously, so you cannot do it all in one session. But if the game doesn't give you the option, I don't know what you're intended to do. Obviously in emulator I can save state, yeah, no problem, but if I can avoid save stating, I will avoid. Alright, so that Corolla getting first didn't change anything. I mean, one of the races that I did was like a 20-second difference, so yeah, all of you can look from below. Oh, and I'm even dressed differently, I'm assuming, with the colors of the car. Though the Subaru Impreza had a white gear, so I don't know if that's like that. So will the game acknowledge this victory, or will it nullify it for being a secret car? No, I did unlock it. I mean, I did unlock the previous level, the expert level, and I got a Fiat Abarth. It's supposed to be a lightweight one, right? Kinda looks lightweight. I don't know if I would want to use lightweight though. I kinda wanna do the, you know, the heavyweights. I also should save just in case, you know. Save mode, manual. Oh, you can do autosave. I don't know if I want to do autosave though, because that means that it will make things a lot slower. Damn. 3 blocks? Holy shit. That's a lot of blocks. Well, the previous one was 2 blocks. Yeah, as you can see, if I put save mode automatic, every time that something loads will take so long, dude. So yeah, I think it's better that it's not automatic. Because holy shit. Alright, so here, let me look. This car. So 875 kilograms, it's the same category as the lightweight, right? Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I'm not interested in doing lightweight, so I guess for variety's sake, I could pick another one of the World Rally cars. I could pick, for example, I could pick the Hyundai, for example, though. I wanted to pick the, what's it, the Ibiza? Or I think that's another, oh yeah, this one, Sid Cordova. So, Cordova, by the way, is the name of a province of my country. So I think that picking this one is, you know, it's a perfect fit. As long as you don't press quit the tournament, it should work. But what do you mean? Like when you beat a race and you're in the results screen, you turn off the console and it remembers it? Are you sure about that? That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that would work, would it? I mean, if there's no memory card processing in the middle, how would that work? It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I don't know how that will possibly work. Because the Gran Turismo 3 doesn't autosave. So... unless you say that there is a button in the result screens to save. Yes. Again, if there is no memory card in the middle, there is no way that the PlayStation will remember that, you know? Oh, I'm competing against an Impreza here, by the way. Oh. Huh. Why would you want to go on the right path there? Are you stupid? Would you want to purposely go slower? Well, I mean, you do what you want. I won't stop you. Seems like a very dumb thing to do. Fuck, well... I guess you clearly didn't gain any time. If anything, you lost. Speaking of time, well, I'm actually running out of time. I did get the checkpoint, but at that point it's better to restart. Should I blame the car? Maybe I should blame the car. No, I'm not blaming the car, don't worry about it. Though I could pick a different one just in case, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be the same thing. Yeah, let's just pick it again. I'm not blaming it. Though, if I do lose this in this attempt, I guess I will have to pick another one. Also, this is a gravel, wet gravel. So... oh, it says dry or damp gravel. So I guess it's simply that the surface is hard and that's it. You will be locked to the championship just like in 4. Yeah, but the part that I don't understand is how will the game remember it? Because the thing is that if there is no memory card action, like the game is not like it's gonna remember it magically, unless you're telling me there is memory card action and the game doesn't tell you. Like, It's actually, but that couldn't be the case, right? Well, actually, it could be the case because we're talking now PS2. It's not like you need blocks like in PS1. So it could be something like that. Now that I think about it. You should go save. Oh, okay, so there is an option to save. So I'm surprised I didn't see that option. Alright, well, thanks for the info. Obviously, if I manage to do the Formula Championship, I will at least save state to have a backup, but thanks for the info. So I basically just need to find the option to save. Yes, I cannot, though. Oh, hold up. That also gives me the other question that if your oil goes bad, you simply have to eat shit and play with the bad oil for the rest of the tournament. Is that how it is? Because if you cannot go back to main menu, there's nothing you can do about it, right? Wow, what happened with Mr. Octa? I don't remember how that car was called. Yeah, that guy is pretty far behind. Wasn't that car essentially the designated shower in the previous course anyways? I think it was. Fortunately, the Corolla here is very close to me. You should be able to go to menu and enter GT Auto. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's true. I tried doing that and it didn't work. You know? Or I guess the option I tried was set tournament, but I didn't see any other option. That's the problem. Well, if at some point... Actually, I could confirm that myself. But yeah. Just weird that I didn't see that when I played. Because I was sure you couldn't go back. I mean, it's the reason why I'm asking, because I was sure that it was not possible to get out to the main menu. I could have been completely wrong. I could have been wrong. Okay. That was clean. So the Corolla is pretty close. Everyone else got fucked though, so if any of the other cars wants to compete for the first place of the course, you are not gonna be able to get it. Like, not even close, dude. So yeah, yet again, the Corolla is the guy I have to look out for. Seems that this game really wants to shield Toyota, huh? I check and you should get a save prompt after a race. No oil change though. Yeah, so I was right though. The save prompt after a race, huh? Like, do you... Oh fuck. Oh shit. Damn, look at that Impreza. Well, yeah, look at it because you're not gonna look at it anymore. He's dead. Yeah, that's fucked up. Sorry, I was about to say, a save prompt, do you mean in the result screen or do you mean on the replay? Because on the replay I think it only says continue exit and I don't think it says save, right? Wait, I'm running out of time? No way. I mean, I know that I had that weird congregation of cars, but did it really make me lose that much time? I guess it might have. Nice.
Medium right, very long.
I'm going very fast, but all of these heavyweight cars go in the same speed.
Medium right, very long. Open.
Pretty nice.
Medium left, long. Fast left, long. Tighten.
No, careful.
Medium right, very long. Open. Medium right, long. Open.
But one thing I can tell you in this game that outside of the different weight categories, the cars, I think they all handle the same. Like they seem to only be cosmetic differences, probably. After the race you get a save button with a memory card icon. Right, but what I'm saying is, you mean in the result screen where it tells you what time you got, like alongside the icons of continue tournament and exit tournament, you mean in that screen? Is that the one you mean, or you mean another screen? I mean, I'm assuming you mean that one, because I don't think there is another one that will have that, right? Yeah, the race results, yeah, I gotcha. So you say that you can do that, you do that, and then you turn off the console, but you cannot go back to shitty auto, so that means that if your oil is fucked, it will be fucked for the rest of the tournament. And that's pretty stupid. Well, regardless, thanks a lot for checking. You didn't have to, I appreciate it. But yeah, that's crazy. Because your oil, with how fast it deteriorates in Gran Turismo 3, it will deteriorate, probably in the very first race. So the fact that you cannot change it and you have to do the rest, like the other 14 races in the tournament with bad oil, it's crazy to say the least. First, you need to ensure you have enough memory in the memory card, of course. That is a very important first step. Hey, don't worry, we have very good memory cards here. Well, in fact, the way emulators, at least the PlayStation emulators, the way they handle memory cards is that they essentially assign a single memory card to each game individually. So that way, fuck. Yeah, I knew that the icon of that corner was there, but that's still a fucked up corner. Yeah, I was out to say, sorry. Was out to say that, yeah, emulators like this one assign a memory card to each game separately. What I don't know is how it does if a game is trying to read a save file of another game, because there are some games that do that. Like they use the data from a different game in the same memory card, so I'm assuming there is another mechanism to do that. But you could see here, like when I went to save, it said that it had 15 free spaces. Well, it says that because a memory card by default in PlayStation 1 has 15 free spaces. So like this memory card is essentially like empty. You can turn off per game memory cards. Yeah, I guess that's how you will do it. By default, you have a memory card per game. Because you know that there are games, like if I'm not mistaken, Gran Turismo 2, for example, I think it consumes like 5 or 6 blocks. And that's essentially half of the memory card already. Which is kinda crazy. I don't know if there is a game that consumes all 15. I would assume there is one, it's just that it will be pretty fucked up. There's probably like one shitty game that nobody knows about that does that. because the developers couldn't optimize the save file at all. Yeah, but I do wonder.
Just medium right, very long, open.
I think the Impreza took the corner very well. Remember, Digimon War 3 consumes a lot of memory. I don't remember exactly how it consumes, but I think I do remember that being one of the problem was. But I think that applies also to a lot of RPG games. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Final Fantasy games were like that too. I can't say because I never played the original Final Fantasy games. Okay, let me correct myself. I never played a single Final Fantasy game except for the first one out of curiosity, and it filtered me in like 2 hours, so... yeah. When it comes to Final Fantasy, it's one of those super popular game franchises like Metal Gear Solid that I never played in my life. It probably will remain that way for a while. Not forever. I will eventually play a game from those franchises, but not right now. Well, technically I play Metal Gear Revengeance, but that's not part of the Solid series. That's like a spin-off. Yeah, that's its own thing. But I think that, you know, it's what I was saying earlier today. The fact that the only V-Rally game that I play is this one, and the only Burnout game on PS2 that I played back then was Burnout Revenge. Like, in those two cases, I essentially play the best game in the series. So even if I hadn't played the other ones, it's for the best that I did that. And with Metal Gear Revengeance, I think it's the same thing. I already played the best one. Every other one will be a downgrade in comparison, you know? Yeah. Oh, we're back at my country. Alright. Is this one also gonna have 2 pads? Like, this place is most likely, as I say, either Salta or, you know, Catamarca, like one of those provinces that are full of desert shit. It has to be. In fact, this one is probably very close to Chile, judging by the rocky formations and the elevated terrain. This could very easily be like right next to Chile. Yeah. I'm about to give you a visit, Kyle. Yeah, I actually remember this track, I feel. I think I might remember. I also remember, because you know that this game has a track editor, like you can make your own tracks. I think I remember trying to make an Argentina track. I don't remember how it looked like. Oh shit, look at that. Have some irregular terrain. So Argentina is supposed to basically be like the hard mode of this game. Just like in the previous game it was Safari. Hey, Wasabi had the right point when it said, what if when I was a kid I played the first game in this series instead of this one? I probably... it might sound like a joke, but I feel like those things are always very important. Like, maybe if I played that game when I was a kid instead of this one, maybe I would hate rally games. It's a possibility. Maybe this game saved my love for rally games or for racing games in general. But I'm making it sound like the first game is terrible. It's not terrible, it's just that the controls, especially compared to this game, are very bad. Like, very, very bad. It's more about that than anything else. And here, for example, you can do the jumps at full speed and you're not gonna lose control. I guess in that regard the previous game was more realistic, but at the same time, trying to do realism in a game that is about racing other cars in rally, I think is not that smart of an idea, you know.
Hairpin right, long. Hairpin left, long. Bad right, long, open. Fast right, long. Long, open.
So you know what I think that when I try to think back, I don't think I play that many rally games that are actually about rally. I did play the Colin McRae games in PS1, but I mean, I don't remember how. They certainly were not races. Or I think they were races. You know, they were like the typical time trial stuff. Hard to remember though. It's been so long ago. I wouldn't mind playing the Colin McRae games. It's just that, well, I was about to say it's less interesting than doing races like this, but here I'm in first by so much that this might as well not be a race and just be a time trial, you know. In that regard, I guess it's a different story, or rather, it's the same story. We're going to Monte Carlo now. Also, I'm pretty sure that you don't put like a hyphen between those two things. I'm pretty sure it's a single word. Oh shit, damn. That's quite a surprise, isn't it? This track looks gorgeous. Like, very, very good. I mean, I think that anytime there is a sunset, by default, it makes me think that the track is gorgeous, you know? Just like an immediate reaction that I have. I do think that this track is very gorgeous, just because of that. Keep in mind that the background is simply like a 2D image, so it's not even a model. But it looks so cool. And I mean, part of that is precisely because of the... Wait, you're gonna run out of time. Well, the checkpoint is here, but... What? I didn't even do that slow. Are you out of your mind? How could I have been so far behind in time? Couldn't have done that faster than that. To mention this one. Huh. Okay, so we have a picky one here. Wait, why are you being so picky? I legitimately cannot do this much faster than that. What? Did I really do that badly? No, I'm pretty sure this track is just exaggerated. Hey, come on, dude. Unless I did this one's too badly, I don't know. I mean, if I look at my opponents are doing worse than me. Damn. Diablo consume also almost all of the memory card.
Medium right.
I didn't know that Diablo was in PlayStation. I always saw Diablo as
Flat right. Very long.
as a PC game.
Flat left. Long.
Didn't know there was a PlayStation version.
Open.
That one is better,
Flat right. Long.
but I feel like this. Oh, fuck. No, it's fine. It's fine. I feel like this one is still quite picky.
Medium right. Very long.
Not to mention the track is very like straightforward when it comes to what it expects you to do. So it's not like
Long. Tighten.
there is much of a trick in how you do this, but it's like the game really wants you to do this pretty fast. Well, at least when it comes to credits, there is an insane amount of credits, so I don't think that you're gonna run out of those. That's nice.
Max left. Long. Medium right. Long. Open.
What? What? I got stopped by nothing.
Max left.
Okay, that's probably made me gonna lose the checkpoint, because if it's so picky without accents, I'm assuming that with accent, yeah. I mean, I might still make it, but yeah, I did make it. But I don't think I'm gonna make it here.
Long. Over
I'm
crest.
definitely not making it like that. What an asshole. But man, I got stopped by literally nothing. There was an invisible Superman in there. And it's wrong way. Wait a second, didn't I have 8 credits before? Maybe I'm starting to go insane, but I felt that when I used the previous continue, it said that I had 8 credits, right?
Max left.
I mean, I shouldn't have 6 now. Are you telling me that this consumes 2 credits per continue?
Medium right. Long.
I mean, at that point, wouldn't it be wiser to
Medium right.
just have half of the amount instead of consuming 2? Unless each race consumes a different amount. Or maybe I'm crazy and it did say 7 credits before and I'm a moron. That could be too. Anything is possible. Okay, that corner is the second time that it cucks me. I'm remembering where it is. It doesn't seem to be
Flat right.
that
Very long.
straightforward to remember. Like it's in one of the guardrail sections, but I don't think it's that easy to identify exactly which section it is.
Long. Over crest.
At least I survive, and
Max left. Long.
if I make the rest quick enough, I shouldn't really suffer the consequences too badly. That was bad, but it's okay. Alright, so hopefully this time that corner doesn't filter me. On the right side at least,
Right. Long. Open.
I don't mind retrying this track simply because of how
Max left.
gorgeous it is, as I say, but what is the problematic corner here? This one?
Right. Long.
Well, I mean this one, the one that comes here, this one, right? No, I don't think it is. This one. Yeah, that one. It's that one. Alright, so basically when you first get into the guardrail, you go through like a cave-looking thing,
Max left.
and then the next one is the one
Very long.
that has the fucked up guardrail with an invisible Superman stopping you.
Flat right. Long.
Okay.
Open.
Well, oh, that's
Right. Long. Over crest.
that corner is also fucked up though. And that one is not about invisible shit, it's just about skill issue.
Max left.
You cannot go full speed there.
Medium right.
I still should be able to make it to the next checkpoint though. Though I almost didn't. Oh, and the Impreza is here
Flat left. Long.
to assert dominance. Well, and here if I don't do this sector perfectly, I'm gonna run out of time clearly. Well, on the right side, I don't think worrying about the opponents is something that I should do at all. I think that my victory is pretty much guaranteed, but the issue is that if I run out of time, it's obviously not guaranteed. After so much burn, I think you can kill these guys pretty easily. And unfortunately, you can... yeah, that's what burnout does. Burnout turns you aggressive. Also, speaking of aggressive and speaking of racing games, you know that I actually checked, because someone recommended me the Midnight Club games. Unfortunately, the Midnight Club games, for what I've seen, are essentially... They kind of have the same style as Need for Speed Underground. Like, they are the typical Fast and Furious based game. And not to mention, one of them is made, well, some of them are made by Rockstar Studios, which means that they have like open world shit, and I don't think I want to play one of those, honestly. So, to whoever recommended me the Midnight Club games, I don't think they are my thing. And if anything, before playing those, I would prefer first to play Need for Speed Underground. I enjoy the PSP one. Yeah, but I think the idea is that all of them are in PS2. Like, the PSP one is a port of a PS2 game, for what I understand. So, no, well, you recommended them, but I think that there was someone else that recommended them. That is not a regular, but that came here one day and recommended it. But yeah, I don't think that they are games for me. Like, as I say, at that point, I'd rather first play Need for Speed Underground. That seems to be a very similar thing, but it's something that I'm more interested in playing, you know. I just cannot really... I'm gonna talk like a youngster. I cannot really vibe with the Fast and Furious thing. I don't vibe with it, you know. Like, I prefer... Like, if we're talking about illegal racing, I prefer... Well, first of all, games like Burnout that are about fucking up your opponent more than, you know, showing off your customized car. They are about fucking everyone up. And aside from that, there is also Initial D, but Initial D is a very specific type of illegal racing. Like, it's mountain pass racing, where the thing that matters the most is, you know, being fast. Like, there is no showing off how many neon lights I have, and, you know, hydraulics and this hard base and all of that. Like, it's about whoever is the fastest one. But yeah, I prefer those type of illegal racing games rather than Fast and Furious shit. But you never know. I mean, look, they are assuming I don't get run over by a truck. There are so many years left of streaming. Of course, I could get tired of streaming earlier than that, but assuming I should keep streaming forever until my body allows it, we have so much time to play those games. In the sense that at some point, I'm gonna run out of games, and those are gonna be an option, you know? or rather, I'm gonna run out of games that I really want to play because I already play them, and those will be a legitimate option because there's no other option. In that case, you're already being very illegal by the way you're playing this game. Look, there is something that I can tell you about it. If it wasn't for me being able to play these games, I will not have purchased B-Rally 4 on Steam. Like, that's one thing. Well, I always say the same thing, but you know, I know that there are people that think that piracy hurts sales, and you know, I respect their opinion. But I'm one of the people that think that piracy does the opposite. Piracy actually increases sales. And I will give multiple examples. Because I was able to play the entirety of the Mario Kart games with emulator, like from 1 to 7, I purchased Mario Kart 8 on the Switch at essentially full price with the DLCs, like with the whole season pass. Like, I think I spent $80. I don't remember exactly how much, because I don't know if there was I think there might have been a sale. I don't remember. But the point is that I spent more than $60 in a game that otherwise I wouldn't have purchased if I wasn't able to play the previous ones. Because the interest, even if I still will be curious, the interest wasn't really there, right? I guess the interest is still there, but the point is that, I don't know, I probably would have gone for something more accessible and less expensive. And yet I went full price on that because I wanted to complete the series. And the same with B-Rally. If I didn't have the guarantee that I can play the previous 3 games, I don't know if I would have been interested in getting the one on Steam, especially considering that it's pretty clear that when it comes to how people view rally games, the Dirt series is way better reviewed than B-Rally. So if anything, it was thanks to being able to play this way that I purchased B-Rally 4. I did purchase it a long time ago though, it's not like I purchased it now, but that's because I knew that I eventually will play these games on stream and eventually I will get to 4, you know? And another good example is also the Neptunia series. The first time I played the Neptunia series, which is back when I wasn't streaming, like before I started streaming, I didn't play an original version, you know? And yet, because I like the games, I ended up purchasing them later when I actually started having a shop and be able to purchase whatever I want. I purchased essentially all of the main Neptunia games, you know? So that's the thing, piracy is something that, to me, in all cases helps sales. But yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Fuck you. The Neptunia games might not be the best, but they are entertaining enough. You know? Not to mention that I didn't just purchase the RPG ones, I purchased the hack and slash ones. Like, for example, one that is called Hyperdimension Unlimited, I think, or something like that. That's purely a hack and slash game, so it wouldn't suffer from the same issues that the turn-based RPG ones have. I don't know when I'm gonna play them, though. I still haven't played them, but at some point it will come. The Action Unleashed, that one. I have that one on Steam. Well, you already know that I have so many games on Steam that I haven't played yet. So many of them. And yeah, the Neptunia games are some of them. But also, for example, I essentially own the entirety of the Worms franchise on Steam and I haven't played a single one. I mean, I played the original on PS1 back then when I was a kid.
Very long.
I did play a little bit of, like, the Steam version. It runs like shit, by the way. But the point is that I didn't play any of the other ones, even though I own them. There is so much shit on Steam that I haven't played yet, even though I own it. But as I say, we have so much time remaining that unless a truck runs me over, we will play all of that eventually. You know? Just pray that I don't get run over by a truck and we should be fine. We're gonna play everything that is there and more.
Fast right, long, open.
Congratulations! You finished third.
Yeah, that's assuming everything goes smoothly with my health. Going to Indonesia. Well, this was a truck in the previous game, or rather a location. If you don't want to get run over by a truck, you shouldn't play games centered around vehicles. Yeah, I guess it's a logical idea.
Fast left, long, tight.
But especially in Burnout Revenge, that is a game that I probably will play
Medium left.
relatively soon. I don't know how soon though. That game, as I always mention, it adds the mechanic of traffic check, which means that you can hit traffic from behind as long as it's on the same
Medium right, very long.
direction as you're going, but not if they are trucks or buses or any sort of heavy car. If you try to do that, you're gonna crash instead.
Long, tighten.
So instead of getting run over by a truck, I think I'm basically gonna,
Fast right, long,
you know,
open. Over crest and fast left.
well, I don't know how you will say it. Basically crashing against a truck instead of being run over. I don't know which one is worse though.
Right, long, open.
Hard to tell. I guess it obviously depends on the accident, right? Even though it sounds a lot more painful to get directly hit by a truck instead of hitting a truck inside a car,
Long, tighten.
I think that they can both be very painful, you know. Okay, this is not going very well right now. I'm running out of time.
Fast left, long, tighten.
I mean, at least I have a shit ton of credits, but I need to do better.
Medium left.
The Impreza winning here doesn't matter, but I certainly cannot run out of time.
Tighten. Over crest. Fast right, long.
I think that this is the... what the hell, dude? I barely made it.
Medium right, very long, tighten.
It's gonna be a huge blow to my advantage, but if it is the final race, I don't think it matters. Like, I'm pretty much...
Long, tighten.
I pretty much have these guys behind me by a lot, so... In the overall standings, I mean...
Over crest.
Yeah, unfortunately, that checkpoint wasn't enough. And I have 8 credits. Okay, so you've seen it. It says 8 credits. So that means that if it says 6 credits, assuming I fail again, it means that the races don't always take 1 credit. They can take more. And if that's the case, well, that kinda sucks. Because it's unpredictable since the game doesn't tell you how much it consumes. Okay, that corner is the problem. It's essentially the last corner of the first sector, right before the checkpoint. That's very dangerous.
Fast left, long, tighten. Fast left, long.
And these corners, I think that
Open.
the game is considering that I'm doing them very slow. I don't think I can do them much faster than that, you know.
Over crest.
I mean, maybe if I go all the way to
Right, long.
oversteering in the configuration, but that will have other problems without a doubt, you know. Certainly have, but you will have a lot of other issues. On the right side, that crash kinda made me reduce the speed that I needed to do anyway, so would have been worse. Yeah, this track seems like it's gonna be a problem. Want to believe though that I have enough attempts to get it. I guess it is fitting for being the final track. Keep in mind that if this is the final track, it's not just the final track of the course, it's the final track of this mode, of arcade mode. Because after this comes the trophy mode, and after that comes the championship mode. So arcade mode theoretically ends here. And that will be a problem. That could be a problem, I mean, in the sense that this track being the last one and being hard is a problem. I really want to say goodbye to the arcade mode with a bang. You know, be anything less. Okay. No, not okay. Okay, that's fine. No, don't worry about it. No, what the hell, dude? There was nothing there, dude. Like, you're telling me that slope stopped me that badly? What? I'm gonna be here forever. But, okay, so you only spend 1 credit, which I'm assuming that last time I invented the 8 and instead it was 7. I mean, we have a shit ton of attempts, so... saying that I'm gonna be here forever is not technically correct, as we have a limit, but... we're probably gonna be spending quite a lot of credits on this track. But at least on the right side, after this we also theoretically should not worry about timers. Because I don't think the trophy mode is gonna have a timer, since the difficulty is essentially having more points than your opponents. And I don't think the championship mode is gonna have a timer either. It's just that that mode, obviously, the time will be important, since that's what you're competing against other people for, but yeah, I don't know. Okay. Also, needless to say, the grip in this track is non-existent. Like, the tires don't grip for shit. It makes sense since this looks like dirt, not to mention dirt with very different terrain elevation. Well, this reminds me also of one of the tracks in the previous game that was very hard, that was all about terrain elevation. But in fact, that one might have been the hardest track in the previous game. This one, simply by the timer, might be the hardest track in this game. Much as I hope for that to not be the case, it does seem to be close to the hardest one, if not the hardest one. The problem here is that the timer keeps getting reduced second by second in every lap, so it's making me doubt if I can actually do the final lap. I mean, I'm assuming that I will reach whatever checkpoint is remaining with the power of inertia anyways, but I gotta be careful, because the same way it can happen is the same way it cannot happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is the final lap, and yeah, you can already see the timer there going very, very low. Well, going to zero pretty much. It cannot possibly go lower than that. We will see how this goes, but not to mention that this is a very dangerous track in the sense that a lot of the edges of the track are structure style. If you hit them, they will get you into an accident that you won't recover from. So aside from the timer being picky and the track having uneven terrain, it's also the fact that any accident is essentially a dead sentence. Well, you can say that about the rest of the game too. This one definitely does not help you whatsoever. Okay. Come on, we can do it. We got this. Yeah, see, for example, that corner, I probably should do it faster. It's just that I think that the instructions are very shitty there because it tells you that it's a medium lead, but in reality it's like a long, easy lead. But I got it regardless. Oof. That took me, I think, 3 attempts, right? But yeah, I think we won. Yeah, we won. Nice. Well, arcade mode is done, so GG's for me, I guess. But what are we gonna unlock here? I mean, I do hope that it's a heavyweight. I want it to be a heavyweight. And also, yeah, it seems that the color of the... I mean, I don't think it's random because each one probably has one, but it doesn't seem to be always the color, the main color of the car. So what do we have here? You know how to complete the arcade mode. As a reward for your performance, you can now select this new car from the bonus car category. What? 430 horsepower? Oh wait, that one is way faster than the heavyweight category. Isn't it gonna be cheating if I pick it? Like, what even my opponents are gonna be there? I mean, I wanna pick it, but that seems like it's gonna be cheating. Wouldn't it? Wait, hold up, let me change the category. This Peugeot 205. Right, like that horsepower is unnatural. Like, you look at the heavyweight category, all these guys go 300 horsepower. I wanna check what happens if you pick it though. Like, I wanna see what my opponents come up with, because unless they have like an additional category that is part of those secret cards, I'm gonna demolish them, theoretically. I wanna see what my top speed reaches, because the heavyweight reaches like around 200 kilometers per hour. So I wanna see if this one goes further or not. Also, these trophies are super long. You can tell that this one is 8, this one says 7 and 5 others, and it was since 7 and 9 others. So these are very long as trophies. Oh, okay, the opponents are other ones from that category, I think. Yeah, essentially you have like a car that is the same one that I use and another car. So essentially there is another category past the heavyweight class that is like a secret category. Okay, well that's cool to know. So these monsters go faster than heavyweight, because I mean, that's pretty cool, but I don't know if I can handle that, you know? I mean, heavyweight can already be an issue to handle, so... But for now, I am handling it. Too early to tell, though. It seems that for now we can see that there are 4 categories in the game. There could be more, though. But for now, we have 4. Oh, I guess the reason why there are more races here is because instead of 3 laps, you have 2. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna read that in a second, because you know that with this car going as fast as it does, it's pretty hard to to look at the screen, you know.
Fast right, long.
It's a little bit harder.
Max right, long. And max left,
So
long.
the max speed, I don't think it's that much different. I guess I still
Medium right, long.
haven't seen like a very long straight, but it seems that the acceleration is a lot better with this thing.
Fast right, long. Fast left, very long. Open into medium left, long. Fast left,
Well,
long. Tighten.
That was, well, no, actually, I think that here it's 2 laps simply because of how long. Oh wow, nice. And the guy should stop there.
Fast left, long.
Pretty funny.
Medium right, long. Open.
You know that,
Fast left,
I mean, obviously the game is not realistic, but if something like that happened in real life, the driver will be dead.
fast right,
Because it's not about what it crashes against, it's about how fast
over crest.
the speed goes down after crashing. So like you could crash against
Medium right, long. Fast right, long. And
like, I don't know,
very long. Tighten.
a group of marshmallows that
Fast left,
if the speed goes from 200 to 0 in an instant, you're gonna die.
long. Tighten. Over
You're not getting safe from that.
fast right, long. Over crest. Medium left, long. Fast right,
But yeah,
long.
it's fine, don't worry about it.
Max
This
right,
is purely
long. And
fictional,
max left, long.
except for the cars. The cars are not fictional. Hey, don't worry about it.
Long. Open and medium left, long. Fast right, long. Fast
I'm
left,
assuming
very
these are the only 2 cars from this category, or did I simply get unlucky with the RNG and these guys are repeating?
Congratulations.
Hard to tell.
You finished
It
first.
has the Noir Little Sister, so it's automatically a better game. Wait, but Neptunia 2 and 3 also have Uni. Like, Action Unleashed is not the only one that has her, you know? Alright, so here it seems that it's also based on total time. I think that we can basically kiss the positions being relevant goodbye, because it seems that they will never ever be relevant again.
Hairpin right, long. Over crest.
Oh, and that's a great start, by the way. Better than 1 at least, which is what I played. Well, in 1, Uni is also there, it's just that you have to do a special quest. But all of the little sisters are in Neptunia 1. It's just that you cannot have them all in the same playthrough. If you do a special quest for a specific console, you get the little sister. So in that case, you do the last station special quest and Uni will appear. But yeah, you have it there, I guess.
Medium right, very long. Open and medium left, long.
If you look, if you want focus on Uni, definitely play 2. I mean, 2, the whole point about 2 is that it's about focusing on these new characters that are all the younger sisters from the protagonist.
Medium right, long. Open.
And 2 is not a bad game whatsoever.
Fast left, long.
Well, neither is 1. So I guess you shouldn't take my word if you didn't like 1.
Over crest.
But yeah, it's okay.
Medium left, long. Over crest. Fast right, long.
Yeah, don't worry
Over
about
crest.
it.
Into bad right, long. Bad left, long. Tighten.
Well, the difference is that in 2 you can play with 4 characters at the same time instead of 3. I also think they made a lot of revamps to the gameplay mechanics, so there's that too. So I think here the AI falls behind so much for the same reason that in the previous, in the arcade mode, it seemed like the difficulty went from easier to hardest depending on the,
Medium right.
well,
Very
depending on where you were standing. Like essentially the first two courses were easier and then the last one was harder, and the same thing is probably gonna happen here with these trophies. Though at the same time, this trophy mode seems like it's essentially the same as arcade, but with the difference is that you don't have to worry about running out of time. I guess the difference here is that technically, if you do badly in a race, you are permanently fucked, because you don't have a credit system where you retry the race. Like you have to finish the race, and when you finish the race, if you are super far behind, you ruin the entirety of the trophy. So yeah, theoretically here I guess you can say that the stakes are higher,
3, 2,
but at least
medium right.
directly gameplay related is pretty,
Medium left. Very long.
Yeah.
Tighten. Over crest. And medium right.
pretty similar. Also, hey Yannick, how is it going? How is your card project going, by the way?
Long.
Remember that the last time you were telling me that you were doing some cards?
Long. Into medium left.
Did it
Very
go
long.
well?
Tighten.
Or rather, is it going well?
Fast right. Long. Open. Hairpin right. Long.
It's been a while since I seen you around.
Very long. Tighten. Max right. Long.
You've been missing my Brazilian bro.
Medium left. Long. Tighten.
Basically my only, well actually I was gonna say my only contact with Brazil, but technically there is the Latin American
Long.
official Ragnarok online server. It's just that it's been a couple of weeks since I played Ragnarok.
Medium left. Long. Tighten.
Remember when you made your game? I could say I finished, but I still want to change.
Long. Open. Medium left. Very long.
Well,
Tighten. Over crest.
In my
Medium right.
case, when I made my game, yeah, I guess that around the end, there were some, like when I tested, there were some screens that changed. Well, if it makes you feel better,
Long. Medium left.
I think
Very
that the
long.
end
Tighten.
result was still... Actually, I don't know if that's gonna make you feel better. I was gonna say that regardless of how careful I try to be with the screens,
Medium left.
the
Very long. Tighten.
matter of the
Max
fact
right.
is that they ended up not being very balanced anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that like don't beat yourself too much over it.
Over crest.
And I'm not saying that it like look, I know that it's kind of feeling like I'm saying that regardless of what you do it's gonna suck regardless. No, what I'm saying is that what you should do if you are unsure of what you want the end result to be is ask for testers. I don't know how you will test a car though. I'm not familiar exactly with what you're doing, but the most important thing you can have is testers. Because you can think of, you know, changing little things here and there, but at the end of the day, those things that you maybe wait more, maybe when they eventually get released, other people that use it don't wait as much as you do. So if you want to find, you know, things to redo or to polish, I think the best thing you can do is ask for testers. Obviously, doesn't mean that that you are, you know, as bad as I am assessing what's necessary to be done and what's not. You could have a talent for that I don't, but I think it's always good to have testers. Or in this case, I don't know, people that should share their thoughts. Oh, yeah. Cause I remember with what you're telling me, like when I was finishing up the game, I focusing on a lot of details that didn't seem to be very important at the end of the day. Like I should have focused on other details that were more important. So yeah, that's something that you won't know unless you hear opinions from other people. Yannick found dead in the Skysats River. I don't even know where that is. Also, by the way, this is the first trail race. Like, all of the other ones were lap-based, but this one was the first one that was a trail. If no one tested, then it will have no problems. Well, you could say that if no one uses it, it will have no problems. And I guess that will also be true. I don't know. But then again, it also depends on how much you care about what other people say. Because in my case, well, I mean, I obviously wish that, you know, the things that people had issues with, that they didn't have issues with. But at the end of the day, it's not like I'm gonna beat myself over. It's like, whatever. It ended like that, and I will keep it like that simply because it was what I envisioned at that moment. So I want that to be a, you know, to simply be a test of my will at the moment, at that moment. Like, that's what I thought that was really cool. And I feel like it should stay like that. But, you know, if you want it to like be, again, I don't know exactly how what you do is consumed by other people, but if you care about the reaction of other people, you probably care about getting testers. Or, as I say, people having an opinion on your stuff. Southern Rio. Oh, I also heard that in Rio there was like essentially a carnage going on. What I'm at least, you know, what's the word? I was gonna say that. Oh yeah, the Yannick should be fine because, for what I understand, he's not close to Rio, right? Although I remember you telling me that you were closer to Sao Paulo, so Rio shouldn't be that close to you. Because what happened in Rio was very bad. Or I think it was Rio, right? Or am I talking out of my ass? You're in the center, so not close to Rio, right? But I hope not, at least. Yeah. Crazy that stuff like that happens. I think that it's even more crazy that it hasn't happened here. Because we have something like a similar situation to Brazilian favelas, though I guess it's not, it doesn't reach that scale, but we do have a lot of problematic places like that. I'm surprised that here shit never went that far, but it could go far at any time, you know.
3, 2, 1.
And that's what the One Piece is. But if that's the case, Luffy is gonna become a multi-millionaire. Happy for him. Well, the only problem is that his creator is kind of a hack. and doesn't really want to finish the fucking story. So maybe he won't be able to see the One Piece, you know? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but what's most likely gonna happen is that with One Piece, the Berserk thing is gonna happen. Not like I'm wishing for it to happen, but it's just that that's what simple pattern recognition will tell you. You know? Like, it's basically all shaping up to go to the same place. I don't wish for that to be the case, though. It is what it is.
Congratulations!
And
You finished first!
these races are ending pretty quickly, considering that these are all trail-based races. So I guess these champions, well, these trophies, as the game calls them, they might not even be that long after all, right? Maybe they are. Well, this one will be relatively long, but it's the final race of the trophy. It should be fine. You know what I don't know is what SS and the number mean.
3, 2,
I'm assuming like that's the code of the track. I don't
Very
know.
long. Open.
Hard to tell.
Fast left. Very long. Tighten. Medium right.
So
Very
you know,
long. Open.
speaking of making your own projects and shit, feels like I really want, like, I have that feeling where I kinda wanna work on a project, but when I think of the work that I need to put in, I suddenly don't want to work on that project. So I'm kinda right now in like a limbo. And when I have free time, I think of using it on something like that, but at the same time, I kinda don't feel like doing it, right? And the thing about projects like, you know, developing a video game is that
Bad left. Long.
it's something that,
Fast left. Long.
I mean, if your idea is to finish it, you will
Right. Very long.
be
Open.
stuck with it for a very long time. So you want to make sure that whatever you work with is something that you really want to see finish. You know?
Fast left. Very long.
And
Tighten.
stuff like that is very hard to think of, you know?
Medium right. Very long. Open. Over crest. Fast left. Long.
Like, you know, like I don't have
Medium right. Very long. Open. And medium
much
left.
of an idea. I mean, maybe we could all work in a game together, right?
Very long. Open.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Medium left. Long.
I mean, it could happen, but nah.
Medium left. Very long. Tighten.
I mean, the issue is, like, already the idea of working on a game sucks.
Bad left.
My intrusive thoughts are telling me to make games. I mean, it's the same with me. Like, sometimes I feel that I want to use my free time that doesn't involve streaming. Because, I mean, technically streaming is free time too. I mean, the non-streaming free time. It's like it's telling me you want to develop a game. But I feel like I know better than that. I feel like I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I agree with Clonecat. How is it going, by the way, Clonecat? And look at all these guys being dressed exactly the same. Though I gotta say, I like the other car. Like that 405. That car looks super cool. Differently from the one I'm using. Also 1 minute of difference with the second place. And I unlock... Oh, the Lancia Stratos. That's a classic. Unfortunately, the category of that car is like the middle one. So I don't think I want to use it. Like, if anything, I would want to go for another heavyweight. I mean, keep in mind that this game has like, well, it has a lot of heavyweights. It's the most common category in the game, you know. So yeah, we can go for one of those. No, not here. This one. So which one could I be? I could go for the Hyundai, right? Because the Hyundai, that's a car that you usually don't see in racing games, so I could go for it. Yeah, like this one. Hyundai. It's Hyundai Coupe, alright? Not Hyundai Cope. I guess we are gonna have to cope if we lose. I heard from some people that Hyundai cars fucking suck. Like from people that actually repair cars and shit like that, but I don't know how accurate that is, but I heard a lot of people say that Hyundai is trash. I don't know. Maybe they are just talking shit. Hard to tell. I don't have a car. Much less a Hyundai one. Yeah, actual brands. We have actual brands in here. All of these cars are actually rally licensed cars, just like the ones from the previous game. The first game also had the official cars from the 1997 championship. But it's the reason why it was called the Rally 97 Championship Edition. But yeah, these ones are also fully official.
Junction, medium right, long.
Oh, Juncture. Okay.
Medium left, long, tighten, over crest.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that Korean manufacturers might not be the best, really. And well, Hyundai is one of them.
Fast left, very long, tighten, over
Oh, you
crest.
bought a Chinese electric car? Nice. Yeah.
Hairpin right,
Yeah, that's
long.
right. I remember that you say that you drive to work, right? But wait, what did you use to drive to work before the Chinese car? By the way, congratulations. Like, that's pretty nice.
Fast right, long.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you had one already or if you were simply renting it or how it works. Because if you use it to go to work, I'm assuming you were not renting it, right?
Medium
Probably.
right, long, open. Fast left, long.
Oh, I'm glad that tree was not solid.
Medium right, long. Medium left, very long, open.
Congratulations! You finished
Long
first.
time ago, now I should load my show too. Oh, sorry to hear that. It's like, I hope that at least you have something to fall back to. Because if you just bought a car, you want something to be able to maintain it, you know? Like, even if an electric one maybe doesn't have the same type of maintenance as a regular one, which I don't know, because again, I don't know anything about cars really. But do you have a way to maintain it? But more importantly, you have a way to maintain yourself.
Into medium left.
The car is something that can wait, you know? I guess.
Fast left, long, tighten, and fast right, long. Medium left, long, tighten. Medium right, long, open. Medium left, very long, tighten.
You can manage.
Max left,
Well,
long.
that's good to hear, but hopefully you
Max left, long.
can find another one.
Medium right, very long, open, over
Well, considering that you were a web developer, it shouldn't be that hard to get a new job, especially with the fact that you have experience, you know? Like, if anything, getting another job shouldn't be that painful.
You finished first.
Partially. Is it wrong to sell my body in a dungeon? I will say that it's wrong regardless of if it's in a dungeon. But then again, it's your body, your choice, right? But yeah, the thing is that... also, hold up. Because Clonecat, when he came here today, I was saying sometimes I think I should make a video game, and the first message he said is don't. So I want to see you justify that. Not because I disagree with you, but I want to see why. Like, did you have a bad experience trying to make a video game, or do you just simply know that it's a piece of shit? Because it is. I want to know the... I want you to clarify. Because as I say, I most likely agree. I just want to hear it from you. If you wouldn't mind. You know? I personally know that when it comes to video game development, it's just way too much work for something that you're just gonna have an asshole like Gabby playing it and talking shit about it, and that's it. So you're like, damn, I did all this work for nothing. I don't personally, but I do know quite a few people that have, including you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, the video game development process is miserable. I will say that the only way, and no, actually, I was out to say something that is basically just idealization. But I feel like the only way where developing a video game is a fun process is if you have other people physically be there with you. Like if you are developing them all in like a shared place and everyone is there. If you develop like that, it can be probably a pretty fun experience, even if it obviously involves working. But I feel like that's the only right way to make a game, which is probably, you know, like, here's the thing. Nowadays, I will assume that most video game developments are done remotely. Like you have a team that probably is not even in the same place doing something, and another team in a different country doing another thing. And maybe that's the thing. One of the reasons why games in this era of games have, you know, such a strong vision of how they wanted to make the game, and the fact that it's something that you can tell by the end quality of the product, even with very small teams of people working on it. It might be precisely because all these people went to the same place and, you know, they were just fucking around. But and some of them might be fucking literally. Like, that's the thing. Maybe a lot of developer teams actually caused marriages to happen. You never know. Like Expedition 33, all textures and assets were done by third parties. But yeah, that's something that if you want to do an indie game that looks that good, you kinda need a third party to do that. Because as an indie developer, you're not gonna pull something like that off in a reasonable amount of time. Like at that point, you either need a publisher that gives you a lot of money, Well, and I mean, that's not mutually exclusive. You have a publisher giving you a lot of money, and you use that money to hire a third party to do the assets, which is probably what happened there. So yeah, it's probably something like that. No, that's... What the hell was that? Okay, this is an actual problem. Keep in mind that it's, as I say, here you cannot reset a race. If you have a bad result, you're stuck with that for the rest of the tournament. And it is not a terrible result, but 4 seconds behind can be an issue because I don't think the previous results were that good, right? In the sense that I didn't beat the other guys by that much, so this could make me get closer to the second place. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 6-second difference. Gotta be careful. This can go very badly very quickly. You either commission that stuff or make the 100 Unreal Assets looking game, yeah, pretty much. Like, if you want to make something good looking, you have no choice. Because you can only do so much by on your own or with a small group of people. So at that point, like, if you don't want to use a third party or make the game look generic, instead what you will do is make the game look pretty simplistic. Well, pretty much the way Undertale is, you know. Undertale was possible precisely because it uses very low resolution pixel art, you know. Very low resolution pixel art and very basic game maker stuff. So yeah, you kind of have to choose there. Well, or if you want to do everything by yourself and you want the graphics to be remarkable, you're probably gonna be working on that for decades. Which, hey, if you're really sure that that's the game you wanna make, sure. But I think that most people are not sure of what they want to make, you know. So in that regard, it's a very big gamble, because this is not about money, right? Like, I mean, it's a big gamble if your idea is winning money from that, you're probably not. But even if your idea is just making a game that you're satisfied with, you can very easily throw years down the toilet on something that at the end of the day is not close to what you want it to be. Or if your objective was for people to really like the game and make yourself famous as a developer, and then you release it and you realize that nobody gives a shit, then that can also be a problem, because you look back and you're like, damn, I worked like 10 years in a single game and nothing that I wanted to happen happened. Right? So essentially what I'm trying to say in short words is that video game development is very fucked up. I mean, which is the reason why I like video games so much as a player. Because these things, it's kind of like the equivalent of people doing a ritual sacrifice. Like, you have people grabbing, you know, 20 villagers and opening their chests and removing their hearts and sacrificing it to a very fearsome god, right? That's what a video game feels like. You have these people essentially sacrifice themselves to be able to make this, you know? And that also includes games like this one, because you look at this game and you might think it's like a whatever game, right? The making of a game like this wasn't easy,
Go!
you know?
Medium left, very long.
So essentially, yeah. Video games are something magical, but the magic is dark magic,
Very long. Open.
you know? The magic is certainly
Medium left,
not
very long.
nice
Fast
elemental magic that is safe to be used by humans. It's dark magic that requires you to turn into a demon to use.
over crest.
That's what a video game is. If you're a developer. But thankfully, yeah, if you're a player, it's like, you know, you go to an amusement park, except 10 times better.
Medium right, very long. Open, over crest. Fast left, long.
100 hearts for the game goal, only for a Kusoge to come out. Yeah, I know, right? No, I mean, that's what I say, and that's my biggest fear if I try to go serious about making a game. Because, for example,
Medium left,
the fun game that I made, it's a fun game. It's something that took me less than a year, even though it was more time than it should have. It's not like I was every day 24/7 working on it. So it's like whatever, right? And I don't consider it time wasted because it was my first experience making a video game, even if it's only a fun game. So it was a nice experience that was necessary, because if it wasn't that experience, it would have been another one. So that experience was necessary. But I think to myself, if instead of making a fun game that doesn't matter that much, if I actually try to be serious about making a game, and yeah, it ends up like I did all this shit and what I managed to produce is a piece of shit, and I wasted all this time and effort for nothing, right? The ancient tests are lost. Yeah, you could say that, but I don't think it's actually that. It's kind of like, you know,
long. Open.
with the anime industry, that overall the quality went down. It went down because actually animators are being paid better now. Like, they actually have living conditions that are not a piece of shit like it was in the 90s and before. And because back there you could have a lot of anime, and even anime movies specifically, that the only reason why they exist is because the animators were overworked almost to death.
Open.
And I would assume that video game development is not that different. I mean, the developer crunch still happen nowadays, but pretty sure that a lot of the games that you see in PS1 and similar consoles, they probably have the developers not sleep,
Open.
you know? In fact, you know, I'll tell you an anecdote I have. I remember there is a very average Tetris game in PS1, I think called Wartris. And the intro of the game was basically the developer saying how many nights without sleep they had to like withstand to make the game, right? It's pretty funny that the first thing you see in the game is the developers complaining. But the thing is that if even a very shitty Tetris game that nobody knows about and is lost to time has developers saying that they didn't sleep to be able to release the game, imagine the big profile ones, like, I don't know, Final Fantasy VII or Crash Bandicoot or whatnot. Not to mention that back then
Finish first.
companies like Naughty Dog were very small by the time that the first Crash Bandicoot games were released, right? So I think that has to do with that. It's not that the ancient tests are lost, or, well, some of them can be. Like a lot of knowledge and technology can probably be lost. But I also have to assume that it's people not willing to be slaves to release a game, you know? You enter the Easter egg room in Chrono Trigger where the developers are, and one tells you how they can finally see their family. Nice. It's pretty funny. Pretty fucked up though, but funny nonetheless. Yeah, it's what I mean, like, at the end of the day, I think that a lot simply has to do with developers not wanting to be overworked like that, you know, and that's the end of that. Who knows? The point is that at the end of the day, video game development is hell. It's hell, and I think the only palatable way of making it is, as I mentioned some minutes ago, that you develop in the same room as your developer buddies, and that it, you know, you all, you know, just fuck around. In fact, it's probably more positive for the development of the video game for you to do less work than just, you know, fooling around.
Medium right, long, open.
I don't know. And obviously, as always, the question, if your idea is development a video game, is what video game you wanna develop. And I feel like all the ideas that I have are ideas that are not that big of a deal, and they are things that, even if they are not a big deal, they still will take me a lot to make, at least by myself, obviously. But since I don't plan on spending any money on the development, it's like, you know, yeah, I will have to make it by myself. It's something that is impossible to do. Because unless you are very sure that what you're gonna do is gonna be something that you're very satisfied with, it's like you already have a very low motivation starting on something that you know will be derivative at best. I mean, my ideas for games are derivative, all of them. Like, none of them are original. They are things that already were done, simply that I want to, like, kinda do my take on it, but it's the same shit, it's derivative, you know? And it doesn't mean that derivative equals bad, but it's just that I ask myself, do I really want to spend that much time on doing something like that? Something that ends up being super derivative, right? Instead of, like, maybe trying to do something more original. But when I think of original things, well, in reality, I don't think of them because I'm not creative, you know. Speaking of anime, because conditions for animators in Japan improved, companies started outsourcing a lot. So now you have all kinds of varying levels. Yeah, I heard that. Have varying levels of quality in the same anime because they outsource it to countries in Southeast Asia that you can pay like a very shitty salary and they will still work. I mean, that's something that it's a phenomenon in the whole world. Like the fact that the companies trying to cheap out, just hire people from countries that are paid like shit, and they indeed pay them like shit because it's not like they will know anything better, you know. I guess that's a good thing of living in a country like the one I live and the country that you're seeing right now on the screen. This track is supposed to take place in Argentina, you know. But yeah, I guess it's a good thing because salaries here are already very low. They are not like Zimbabwe tier, sure, but like here, if people, like if companies want to cheap out, they can. Like they don't have any option, like they have to hire people from here. So I guess that's not a problem now yet, And I don't think it will ever be a problem because the economy of this country will always be shit.
Very long. Tighten.
So I don't think I have to worry about it. We are already paid like shit as it is.
Right.
So
Very long. Open.
you know,
Over
it
crest.
get much worse. Damn it.
Fast right. Long. Open.
Where's the Ford Focus? Still win.
Congratulations! You finished first.
There was a secret message in Erika and Satoru's adventure where one there complains that a girl working there went to work after... What? Damn. Nice. I don't know what a Turkish bath is. I don't know if I want to know what that is, honestly. I think I'd rather live in ignorance. It's probably better that way. I mean, yes, there can be issues within developer teams, right? Like, there can be some people that hate each other and all of that. Sure, like that can easily happen, but I think that at the same time, it's all a matter of finding the right group, and that doesn't just apply to development teams, but in general, right? It's just finding the right kind of people to hang out with, because there will be people that you will never be compatible with, no matter how hard you try. It's the difficulty of finding a group of people that think like you, right? But man, this invisible, well, that might cost me a lot. That's the thing, remember that here there is no second tries. So whatever run you do, you have to stick with it. That's fucked up. There are so many places like that in this game that you hit something in the wall and it stops you to zero. And you have to reverse and waste a lot of time simply to get out of it. Well, at least the good thing is that I have like a 20-second advantage with the second place in the tournament, but it's fucked up that that can even happen. It's whatever. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I'll be 100% fine. Just you watch. No problem. Yeah, I mean, the first place is already pretty close. Yeah. By the way, Yannick, since you were saying that your brain was telling you that you wanted to develop something, did you have any idea of what to develop? Because I have ideas, even though they probably will never happen, and as I say, they are derivative and nothing original, but did you have any idea like that, or was it just the fact of making a game, right? Like just developing a game. How was it? I mean, you never know. We might have similar ideas.
Fast left, long, tighten. Fast right, long, open.
Probably not when it comes to racing game, but with the ones that I was thinking, like platforming and shit, maybe. Well, if you say something like card game, well, yeah, no, in that case, I will go for whatever generally sells well on Steam. Oh, so you're going straight for the money route. Okay, I see how that is. Well, in that case, anything... I heard something that you might think it's obvious, but I guess a lot of people end up overlooking either willingly or unwillingly, which is if you're in the indie space and you want your game to at least have a guaranteed amount of notoriety regardless of the quality of the game itself, you want something degenerate. Like essentially the good old set sells, well, that. And like that is, if you just want to take the easy route. Obviously, if you want something like, let's say, Vampire Survivors, you need to have a very original idea. And that's something that it's impossible for anyone to tell you. Because yeah, obviously an original idea that is good will sell well, just like Vampire Survivors did. Yeah, good luck with that. But yeah, if it's not that, it's essentially shit that is degenerate. It should sell stuff that is degenerate, and it will have people that will buy it regardless of how bad it is or how mediocre it is. Because maybe it's not even bad. Maybe you do something that is, you know, memorable, but it's not anything that is extremely memorable. It doesn't matter. It will at least do minimally well. Yeah, Meta Yannick, I know, right? What the hell are these signs? It's like, it's like the first chicane I see, right? I know that I think about it, this game didn't really have chicanes before that one, right? Unlike the previous game that had multiple. This game seems to mostly have, like, regular corners. It's about bad house where you sweat, then another person cleans you. That's interesting. I think I will go there though. The Japanese ones were used for prostitution. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Ludopathy sells more. But what about you combining two? Well, I'm pretty sure that that already exists, but why don't you try to make a degenerate Balatro clone? I basically do almost everything that Balatro does to make it degenerate. I am assuming it exists, because I mean, it seems like the obvious idea. Take a popular concept and just, you know, put it through an 18 plus filter, but... Yeah. Why don't you try that, Yannick? And you don't even need to hire an artist. You can just... You already know how to use the language models to generate images through AI, you know? So if your idea is to profit, like there you have it. You don't even need to spend a dime. We'll have to figure out, I guess, the programming part. I'm assuming that a game like Balatro... I don't know how the game works, but I'm assuming that, you know, people hate AI. Well, sure, but I don't think that has stopped a lot of games on Steam, as long as you disclose it's AI, you know, I guess. I think people hate it more when you try to pass art as if it wasn't AI and it is AI, you know? I think that that's the real issue. Was asked to rename to Soplan. I don't know if Soplan is a better game on a game name. But yeah, that's the advice I can give you, Yannick. Make a degenerate Balatro clone. Though again, can anyone confirm if that already exists? Because again, to me it seems like a no-brainer, right? Like, how could it not exist? I don't know. But if it doesn't, then you have your prime chance. I mean, there's probably someone developing as we speak. But hey, maybe they give up halfway through. You never know. I mean, you can use, like, that's the thing, if your idea is fully profiting, since you won't be paying any artist, that will be like the perfect way. Like, if the objective of developing the game is nothing but profit, like having a lot of sales on Steam, then it's that. If you care more about, you know, artistic integrity and company, well, yeah, that's a different story. If it's only about money, you can do it like that, you know. And it should work, probably. Maybe. Alright, hold up. That should be obviously enough to win, yes. But by how much did I win? Yeah, that was still very good. Okay, so I guess here my question is, yeah, I obviously unlock. Oh, wait a second, that's also another category, isn't it? Like 360 horsepower is between the heavyweight and the other one that had 400 something, so then. Are there 5 categories in total? Wasn't expecting that. I mean, if this gets paired with the heavyweights, it will demolish them. Okay, hold up. I'm thinking of what to do. Well, first of all, I should save. That should be the first step, but I was thinking, because there is one more trophy that seems to be very long, and I'm obviously not gonna finish that today, but maybe I could do the first championship. Maybe. Let me check, because I don't know how long the championships are, so I kind of want to see that. But I also want to see that new car. But hold up. What's the Audi Quattro, right? This one? Here, yeah. So let's say I enter with this and go to championship. I want to see how long the championship is, because if it's short, I will do it here before I finish the stream, you know? Let me check. What are we talking about here? Oh, 8 rallies? That doesn't seem short at all. And the other 2 are 12. Yeah, no. I think the best thing I can do is probably leave this for tomorrow. Like basically finish the final trophy tomorrow and do the 3 championships tomorrow as well. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So well, you can enter a trophy and also save the progress and then continue. I think that for that might as well just do everything tomorrow, and that's the end of that. So yeah, that's the plan. I don't think it should be a problem though. Like, this game is certainly a lot easier so far than the previous one, so I don't think I should struggle with either championships or the final trophy. But you never know. Maybe I'm, you know, getting too cocky and tomorrow I get demolished. Anyways, that's something that I'll worry about tomorrow. So hey, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream with more of this game. So have a good one and take care.